If you were wondering how the Tone Junkie Stu G Helix patches sounded like in the hands of someone who is obviously not Stu G, I tried them out so that you don't have to. Hello and welcome to the video. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Justin and I'm all about worship guitar. Please subscribe and hit that bell notification button to be kept updated on the latest content, and treat me to a coffee to support these videos and my ministry. Stick around to the end for a bonus section where I share how I've personalized the stock Stu G patches with worship tutorials building blocks. If we've met before, welcome back. Stu G is an amazing guitarist from the OG praise and worship band Delirious. The Edge once said that there were two kinds of players, those who want to be the fastest draw in the West and those who are the sidemen who support the song. Stu G belongs to the latter category, although he can play a mean solo when the song calls for it. So when HW teamed up with Stu G to create the Tone Junkie patches for the Helix, I was thrilled. Delirious will always have a special place in my heart, and these tones are a ticket to experiencing nostalgia. In this video, I'll be explaining some pros and cons to getting a patch pack like this, and I'll start with something that I don't normally do, the cons. I'll admit, I'm used to a certain sound and feel when I play Helix patches. There's worship tutorials and Alex Strabler who dial in the modern sound of transparent overdrives for wash of delay and reverb. Stu G's patches don't sound like this off the bat. They're pretty dry in comparison, with spring reverb as the choice of the constant, always-on sound. Then there's the choice of effects. The low to mid-gain sounds don't have a lot of chunk to them, and the high-gain sound is a fuzz, which is an acquired taste. As I incorporate rhythmic elements in my playing, the fuzz can sound overly gnarly and uncontrollable very quickly. So make no mistake, this is Stu G's preferred tones and choice of effects. Don't expect to be able to use these stock patches without tweaking for the Sunday setlist containing Hillsong United or Bethel songs. But here's the thing, why would you buy a Stu G pack to play United or Bethel songs? What if I was approaching the tones in a way that wasn't letting them sound to the fullest potential? More on this soon. On to the pros. If you turn off all the wet effects and just listen to the core amp tone, they sound superb. HW really does have an ear for tone, and that really translates well, which is apparent in providing different patches for single coils and humbuckers. If you copy these amp and IR settings for your basic amp tone and build with your preferred dry and wet effects, these patches will sound good. But since I bought a Stu G patch pack, I want to at least sound like Stu G, which I wasn't when I first got these. I figured that my approach was problematic. I was expecting worship tutorials when I should have been expecting delirious tones. Perhaps the key to unlocking the full potential of the patches was in the way they were supposed to be played. I started studying Stu G's guitar playing style, and I have a few observations that I hope will be helpful if you're considering these patches. The first thing I noticed about Stu G's playing style is that there's a strong emphasis on chords even in his lead parts. If you felt like his overdrive sounds were a little on the weak side, that's probably because you were trying to play single note lead lines. Try incorporating a little more rhythm in your playing with chord fragments. I found that there was an immediate lift in the liveliness of the drive and lead snapshots just by playing a little more rhythmically. Now what about single note lead lines? That's where the fuzz snapshot comes in. There's some clever tweaking going on to bring out the thickness and juiciness of the fuzz, but they don't seem to work well with chord fragments. In the videos of Stu's live performances, his single note lead lines are reminiscent of a vocalist. That is to say, the quality of the tone is loud, clear, and singing. You'll have to switch your mindset a little to focus on notes rather than chords when you hit the fuzz snapshot. Armed with this knowledge, I think you'll be able to find a place for these Helix patches in your arsenal. But that's my opinion of how to approach these patches. And what about you? Do you agree that we should be approaching the artist Helix patches like the artist would? Let me know in the comments. In today's bonus section, I recorded my Les Paul with a modified Park preset. I changed the spring reverb with a WT Glitz reverb to introduce a thicker wash for the wet section, and I changed out the fuzz for a WT Timmy so that I can stack the drives and have a decent chunk. I'm sorry, I cannot live without my chunk. These can be found in the Worship Tutorials Building Blocks patch series. They're free, so grab them. Just a quick tip, please do remember to make a copy of the patches you're modifying. That's just good practice. That's it from me. Thank you for watching this video. Please feel free to share it with someone whom you know is interested in getting the Tone Junkie Stu collection for the Helix. Until next time, this is Justin signing off.